Ever wonder what happens when someone mistakes a rubber band for a condom? Yeah, buckle up. This one's from my mom's nursing days in 80s Houston, and it still makes me gag. I'm Patricia, Pat to everyone. At the clinic. Back then I was head nurse for Dr. Robert Hayes, a grizzled World War II vet who'd opened a solo GP practice after the war. He still wore the same starched white coat and kept a bottle of Old Spice in the drawer like it was 1945. The clinic sat on the edge of a strip mall off Bel Air. AC rattling like it was on its last breath, and every afternoon the waiting room smelled of bleach, coffee, and whatever Mrs. Chun brought for lunch. One sticky Thursday in 86 the front door chimed, and in walked this poor girl. Let's call her Jessica. Mid-20s, ponytail, denim skirt. Face the color of old oatmeal. She clutched the check-in clipboard like it was a life raft. I took one look and knew we had a problem. Fever, shaking, and a smell rolling off her lap that hit me like a punch. Think roadkill left in July heat. I swallowed hard, smiled the professional smile, and led her to room 3. Name? I asked, pen poised. Jessica, she whispered. Voice like sandpaper. Symptoms? Burning down there. Fever. Started 2 days ago after you know. She blushed crimson. Inudda. No jugmin. Any protection? She hesitated. We used a rubber. Every time. I made a note, told her to undress from the waist down, drape the paper sheet, and that Dr. Hayes would be right in. Then I cracked the door and speed-walked to the nurse's station to chug cold coffee and pray the smell stayed in room 3. Dr. Hayes, gray buzz-cut wire rim glasses, hands steady as a sniper, knocked once and stepped inside. 30 seconds later the door flew open again. He stuck his head out, eyes watering. Pat, open a window, and maybe the back door, and light a match. Hell like 3. I obeyed. The whole hallway got a breeze. He closed the door again. I hovered outside, chart in hand, trying not to picture what was happening. Muffled voices, then a sharp intake of breath, his not hers, then silence, then the unmistakable snap of latex gloves. Coming off. The door opened a third time, and Dr. Hayes waved me in. Jessica sat on the table, knees together, paper sheet tented over her lap. Dr. Hayes stood at the counter, back to us, arranging instruments with way more focus than necessary. Between his feet lay a stainless steel basin, and in the basin, a pile of tiny colorful rubber bands, red, blue, yellow, green, like someone had emptied a kid's craft drawer. I stared. Doc. He didn't turn. Gon, bitch. I gloved up, leaned over. 1, 2, 5, 12. I lost track at 20. They were slimy, tangled. Some stretched thin like taffy. The smell was worse up close, rotting fruit mixed with infection and regret. Jessica's voice cracked. I thought that's what he meant. Put a rubber on it. I had a bag of these from work. Hair ties, actually. Figured they were the same thing. Dr. Hayes finally faced us. His mustache twitched. I couldn't tell if he was fighting laughter or nausea. Jessica, those are for ponytails, not penises. You've got a raging infection, cellulitis, maybe PID. We're starting 4 antibiotics and you're staying overnight at St. Luke's. She started crying. Not dramatic sobs, just quiet tears sliding down flushed cheeks. I handed her tissues. How many were in there? I asked. 47, Dr. Hayes said. Took 10 minutes to fish them all out. Thought the last one was attached to her spine. Jessica wiped her nose. He said he felt something snap every time. I thought that was normal. I almost dropped the basin. Dr. Hayes wrote the admission orders, called the ambulance, and prescribed a month of doxycycline plus a crash course in actual condoms. He pulled a handful of real ones from the drawer and slapped them on the counter. Like poker chips. Jessica stared at them like they were alien tech. As the paramedics wheeled her out, she grabbed my hand. Tell your mom I'm sorry for the smell. She's heard worse. I lied. Dear. Hayes and I stood in the empty room afterward, windows still open, fan on high. He lit a cigarette, against every rule, and offered me one. I took it. We smoked in silence while the rubber band sat in a biohazard bag like neon confetti. He exhaled toward the ceiling. Back in Italy, 44, we use worse for worse reasons. But 47 hair ties? That's a new one. I laughed so hard I coughed. Then I disinfected the room 3 times. Jessica recovered fully. Sent us a thank you card 6 months later with a Polaroid of her and a new boyfriend holding a box of Trojans like it was a trophy. Dr. Hayes framed it in the break room. Caption.